Hello. So I want to talk about something that I think it's really obvious, but people don't do it. Which is a lot of things in League, of course, but it's really annoying when you watch Worlds and people don't do it. And then you have people saying like, Maokai is brain dead, Ornn is brain dead, blah 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 blah. Yet they don't do it, right? So it's about how you can control chokes and create terrain without there actually being any terrain there. And so if you take Ornn for an example, right? Let's say you're now controlling Drake and enemy wants to enter, right? They would have the opportunities and possibilities to enter through Tribush or through here, right? So you could, for example, right? Sure, my Ornn Q will deal a little bit of damage, right? On a tank, it will probably deal like 180 damage, right? Does that matter? Not really. So you could just place your Q here, and now I have an AoE knock-up this entire place here, and I have a knock-up there, and I have a knock-up here. Can they enter through this area if I have a Q here, and my team is doing Drake? No, they cannot. It would be impossible, right? So I created basically a wall here. Now you could say, but that's so obvious. But it's not, because people aren't doing it. Same thing here. I can create, right now, a wall here that they cannot walk through right now, and I can just zone. You know? This Q will have like 6-second cooldown or something later on. It's a very broken ability. There. I create a Anivia wall here that they cannot walk through. Same on this. These choke points you can control really well. Yet you will see people, like in the series today, this Ornn here is using his Q right now on the Baron to deal 100 damage. Watch. There, he just used Ornn Q here for 100 damage. Yet, he could be looking to threaten here, placing a Q, stopping Jax from entering, holding his Q. That you will see in pro games, you will see them control Baron and stuff and defending it, and Ornn will not use his Q here to create a wall. He will not use Q here to defend. Stuff like that. You can do the same thing during sieges. When you're looking for turrets, for example. You're looking for this turret, and you're walking up, and now you're walking up to take this turret, you can place a Q here, they can't even enter. Can't enter here. Obvious abilities that you can do this on, right, is Victor W, Orianna Q. People do it on those abilities. And that's fine, that's great, right? That's one step forward. That's very easy to understand. But they don't do it on Ornn. I very rarely see people do this on Ornn. Very often, they just randomly, even in a fight as well, right? Like, let's say in a team fight, you can do the same thing. Let's say you're fighting around chokes. And let's say there is a guy here. And there's like a guy here. But then there's also a guy here. I will see like the tank Ornn throw his 100 damage Q on this guy. That's getting focused by 3 people. Is this Q doing anything? No. When he could just miss his Q, but place it there, and just keep smacking this guy, now this person cannot play the game. Because there's a fucking knock up there. So please, don't Q people for damage. Q to use it for terrain. It is meant to create a pillar. It is not meant to be your damage. So yeah, that's basically what I want to mention, because I don't see people doing it. And I think it's really strange. You will see people that are playing Ornn, right? They will choose, the teams will choose to fight in mid lane here. Look, my ulti, it does like nothing in mid lane. Meanwhile, if you bring them to chokes, look my ulti here. It's so OP. I can create terrain here. Anivia walls. Look how long it stays there. They can't walk past it. So yeah, try to think a bit more when you're playing Ornn, instead of just, yeah, I'm gonna Q this guy for 100 damage. Right, you're team fighting here, enemy team can walk past here, and a guy gets caught here, and you use your Q on him when all your teams are hitting him, when you can just cast Q there, and enemy team can't enter. It's really, really important to learn this and to utilize it. I could bring up other examples if I wanted to, but I think it's fairly obvious to know what I'm talking about. But there has been a lot of people playing Ornn in Worlds and they don't do this. They will use their Q on the Braum getting auto-attacked by like 4 people, instead of creating space and controlling chokes using Ornn Q. There are other champions that can do similar things, like for example in this game himself we have a Jarvan that can place a flag to create zone, yet you will see Jarvans doing their E on people just for damage. So yeah, hope this was helpful to some. If it wasn't, well, then I guess you are faker.